Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 3DSWare review. Going from the probably most expensive 3DSWare game I've ever reviewed to one of the cheapest. This is Splash or Crash, or as it's known in America, it's either Kaploosh or Kasploosh. I'm either missing an S out or putting an S in, so it's either Kaploosh or Kasploosh. Either way, if you've never played it before, it's basically like a high score game. It's a bit limited. I can see why they charged as little. I would have liked to have paid a couple extra pound for a couple more features, but I'll get into that in a minute. At the start, you've simply got Start Game, High Score, Street Pass and Credits. Street Pass is purely for exchanging scores with people, which if you're anything like myself, living in a town like I do, you'll probably never ever get a single score via Street Pass. It's just one of those things. I never really see anyone, and when I do, if they've got a 3DS, they tend to have the big titles such as Mario and nothing else. It's a bit of a shame. Anyway, from Start Game, you go in and you choose your stone, of which there's several different stones to unlock, and there's a couple that you get at the start. So, for example, Bouncy Ball, which has a huge boost meter, barely any speed, infinite durability, though it's like infinite health, and it's, I suppose, the casual ball because it's the one that you will always win at. Meanwhile, the other stuff you can unlock, including things like watermelons, they've got different abilities, and it's just choosing the best one for the best job. There's 10 different wells to go through, and literally you can go through them in no time at all. I mean, seriously, in under an hour you'll probably have the game fully beat, but that's what I mean. It's a high score game, and it's something that you'll probably replay levels again and again and again, and that's the whole point of it. It's just a shame for some people that there's no online leaderboards, because that'll be part of the high scoreness, and for other people it's a shame there's no endless, because it would have been nice to have an endless well that told you not only how long you'd been going and your speed, but told you how many miles you'd fell, you know. It's one of those games, though, that the whole point is you have to avoid obstacles. The more you crash, the sooner you die, and you've got to go through things that speed you up. So in this case, it's donuts over here, and it does say at the bottom that special obstacles for this stage are donuts and balloons, and to be fair, I think it's like that pretty much all the way through the game. It's one of those, though, every well is slightly different in aesthetics and that. They'll change things up, not just the layout, but they'll change designs, and you'll be going through different things, so it's never just the same graphical style all the way through, because otherwise that would get really boring. You're constantly going to be smashing through and avoiding different things, which is one of the cool aspects of it, that you just pretty much want to see how every well fares, you know? It's one of those, though. If you like high score games, I think it's a fantastic title. Graphically, I think it does enough to keep you interested. It's not a horrible looking game, but it's not an amazing looking game. Musically, I think it sounds really good. And it's just one of those, you probably already know from what I've said, if you're going to want it, it is your typical high score game. There's not much to unlock, there's not much gameplay, but what there is supposed to be so addictive that you'll play it again and again and again and again. And that's pretty much all you can ask for from a high score gameplay. You can store something like 15 different scores per well, so if you had a group of mates that you could literally pass it around to. But as I say, for a lot of people it's going to be a case of they'll be complaining that there were no online leaderboards. For other people there'll be complaint that once you've got the best high score you can, there's not much to do, which is why an endless well or something would have been really cool. It's just one of those things, though. For the price you're paying, you can't really complain, but I think there's going to be a lot of people out there like myself who have wanted to have paid a little bit extra to get a couple more things, and I don't know, maybe they'll do an update and they'll add something and say, there you go, there's your update, or maybe they'll just do a sequel in a year's time and it will have everything added that people wanted. But that's pretty much it then, really. That's all I can say. If you like high score games, I think it's a pretty damn good high score game. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212. Signing off.